Welcome back to the channel, and today, my name's Joe. Start off with that one. But today I'm going to take you on a little walk, and the reason being is because I'm going to do a bit of an update of my healing journey. I've just had not my last check-in, but I just had a check-in, and that's check-in number 12, I believe, with my coach. And you'd have heard me talk about him before, Dan Lunn. He's an amazing guy. But the reason why I'm outside is because throughout this journey I've been doing the same walk over and over, and I'd advise anybody to do the same. And really what this video is about is telling you to think about how far you've come and just appreciate it. And doing the same walk over and over has just made me really appreciate it. And let me spin you around, I'll just show you. It's nothing great, but there's a field here, and I just walk around this field. Sometimes I come up here in the mornings barefooted and I walk around the field, and because I've done the same walk over and over, it gives you time to reflect. And I remember 12 weeks ago when I was walking around the same field after having my first proper call with Dan, and him telling me to take some time and just be present and sit in my feelings. And you'd have seen me talk about this in other videos, but that's so important, and I like to do that via getting outside and walking. It's so therapeutic to be outside. This is one of the walks I do. There's actually another one, there's some cornfields nearby here as well, and I just walk up there. And the other week I was walking through the same fields, and I could just feel how far I came. I can just feel that 12 weeks ago, not even 12 weeks ago, probably at the worst point in my healing journey, after I'd done the inner child stuff, after I'd done the mother and father wound, I was walking through those fields feeling very lonely, lost. Around 6 weeks ago as well, probably about 8 weeks actually, we decided that I was going to take a break from females. And the reason being is because females have always been my distraction. They've been my way out of sitting in my own feelings. And if that's you, I would advise you to do the same. Take a bit of time. Now, that first week was rough. I didn't want to do it either. Now, Dan Lunn, my coach, he would never tell me to do something, but he'd sort of implied that that's what I should be doing for a while. And I didn't want to do it, I'll be honest with you. There was something in me that just did not want to do it. At the time, I was on dating apps. I was talking to girls, and I was doing it all for the wrong reasons. I wasn't doing it because I wanted to find the one. I was doing it for attention. I was doing it because I thought that talking to somebody was going to make me feel whole. And I went through that period, and then just like walking back through those fields now, just feeling how good I feel. Good in my own thoughts and feelings. Like I never used to go on a walk before without my headphones on. Music in them, audio book, whatever it is, a podcast. But now I just go for a walk, no music, and I just think, and I think whatever comes up. And sometimes I start to go down a negative spiral, but you know what? I've learned tools where if I start thinking about something that's not good for me, that it's my mind seeking chaos, then I just bring myself back round. I tell myself that that's not who I am anymore. I'm not looking to create drama in my own head. And a lot of these times it was drama from situations that hadn't even happened and might not even happen. So yeah, it's really important just to take some time to reflect, appreciate where you've come from, where you're going. Just give yourself a pat on the back, be compassionate for yourself about the progress you've made. And yeah, just enjoy it. Like honestly, today's walk wasn't as good. But the walk I had last week, or the start of, it must have been about 8 days ago now, I could just feel the change that had happened. Like the amount of progress that I'd made was absolutely phenomenal. I'm super proud of myself, and you know, I never would have said that. I mean, to say you're super proud of yourself would seem alien to a lot of people, but you know, what this process is teaching me, and I've embedded in myself now, is you've got to be compassionate to yourself. When you do that deeper work, when you realise that you've got some of these wounds and it isn't your own fault, you know, you've got these traits in relationships or whatever yours is. Mine's a feeling of not being good enough. And I've got that from things that happened in my past. And it's not about the people that caused them, because they were just doing the best thing they could with the tools they had at the time. And you know, my mother and father caused most of mine. In fact, almost all of mine. But they loved me dearly. They just didn't show it exactly how I needed at the time. It's not their fault. But to now know that I'm being there for myself. And once you do the inner work, once you understand some of this stuff, it does enable you to be a lot more compassionate to yourself, because you realise it's not your fault. And once you do that inner child work, and you can put your arm around yourself, or give your younger self a cuddle, or give him the words of reassurance that he needs, man, it feels so good. And you're being there for yourself, and that is what it's all about. Just being there for yourself. And when you are there for yourself, you're setting yourself up to have a happy, healthy life in the relationship you've always wanted. Yeah, I'm going to do another video in a minute. I think I'm going to sit in my car, because I'm currently living at my stepdad's. I don't know if I mentioned that in previous videos, but my living arrangements are not ideal, because I've recently been through a breakup. But you know what? Materialistically, I've got the least I ever have. I've got the least amount of money in my pocket. I haven't got a house that I can call my own. I'm sleeping in a spare bed. I'm staying with my stepdad, you know, like just what that is. You know, imagine what it's like moving back in with your parents when you're 38. And yeah, I'm 38. I was 38 yesterday, so I nearly said 37 there. But happiness-wise, I've never been so grateful to be alive, honestly. I've never been so grateful to be me, which again just sounds so pig-headed, but when you just enjoy the life that you're living, it's so powerful, man. It makes you feel so, so good. So yeah, it's just a little wrap up really. You see from my previous videos all the work that I've been doing, but I'd encourage all of you just to spend some time on your own and be present on your own. There's a lot of difference between going to the gym and having your headphones in and talking to everyone and thinking that's you time, which is what I used to do. And then where I'm at now, where my me time is going for a walk, is meditating. And I listen to myself, I can feel it now, you know, if I need to spend some time meditating, I'll go and do that, because I can sense it. I can sense that I'm a little bit off. And it's 2 weekends ago, so we're on Tuesday now, so not last Saturday, the Saturday before that, I went out on the drink, which I don't normally do, but it was good, you know, I blew off some steam. But the week after, wow, I was off centre and I could feel it. And it didn't feel good. Like, it was even more reason to back up why I don't really drink that often, because not only now, well, what it used to be was that the hangovers were so much that I wouldn't necessarily eat well the week after, I wouldn't be that motivated, wouldn't necessarily even train well. But not only that, so let me change hands, I've got my arms killing. Not only that, now is I don't feel as good in myself. And it's funny, that same week before I went out on the drink, I done some meditations. I really like to do gratitude meditations, where you just think about things that make you happy. And a lot of times I think about my daughter, you know, again, pig-headedly recently, I've been so happy just to be me in my life. And I went for a walk the next morning, and I walked down the beachfront. I just love walking down on a nice warm morning. and to just say hello to all the dog walkers. Oh, and it's so good. Honestly, that high was better than any other feeling I've ever had. You know that like sort of self-belief you get after like 3, 4, 5 drinks where you feel like on top of the world? It was better than that. And it just made me question like what I'm doing to myself. Now that's not meaning I'm going to go teetotal or not drink, because I actually went out this weekend as well, because it's been my birthday. A few people wanted to celebrate. I wanted to get together with a few friends. But this weekend I was definitely a lot more conscious. So I made sure I did all the good stuff before I went out. I was very hydrated, had a good meal. When I was out, while I was enjoying it, was in a really good, went to a festival. I was enjoying it, I was going with the flow. I actually had a few soft drinks during the time I was out, because I felt that I was getting a little bit too drunk. And then we tried to go somewhere else after the festival had finished, and I looked around and thought, I'm just out here for the sake of it. I'm not enjoying it. Yeah, I'm with some friends, but we're sort of just in that phase of the night where we're just out because we don't want to go home, and I'm not about that anymore. Like, once the enjoyment's gone, I'm going. So I actually had some food, drank another bottle of water, and I walked nearly 3 miles home actually. But it was good, man. I just like did a bit of reflection on the way home. Had a cracking night, like met up with some people that I hadn't seen for a long, long time. Actually met a few old school friends. So it was brilliant. But my peace was still there when I got back. You know, when I got back home again, and the next morning had my daughter again, so I knew she wasn't gonna be very sympathetic to me having a hangover. She's only 4 and she's very hyperactive. But I just woke up, man, and I woke up and the first thing I did was meditate. The first thing I did when I woke up was meditate. Whoa. Oh, drop this little badger. Yeah, the first thing I did in the morning was meditate. And I just felt like that was the right thing to do. That was like part of my life. And all this stuff now is becoming part of my life. This looking out for myself. And yours might not be meditating, you know. Yours might be journaling. Yours might be taking your dog for a walk. Yours might be going to the gym. I don't get the same release from going to the gym. I've done it religiously for years and years, so maybe it doesn't have the same effect now. But whatever it is, I think once you understand that what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, what makes you feel good, and you can really start honing in on all that stuff. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble a bit now. But I hope that covers it. Just appreciate where you come from and all the progress you've made. Be there for yourself, give yourself a pat on the back, and just know that life's good and there's only better things to come, like the more work you do. And we're never going to be there. We'd like never think you're going to be completely healed. I'm going to record another video now actually about something I've realised, but we're all just on a journey, and you're still going to have some of these thoughts and feelings, but it's how you manage them, and you're learning the tools and tricks to do that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, well done, because I've been rambling. Please do all the good YouTube stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.